Hello. Why was there an Apple trend in 2026 Russia? Okay, basically, I'm going to get straight to the point. War bad. There was a war bad party, an anti-war party that was against what Russia was doing against Ukraine at the time. And time of recording, that is when I'm recording this video. Okay? That is during that era. And as you guys well know, assuming you know your history, this party has been around since the 90s or whatever, the early 90s, and they didn't get much attention, and Putin basically could just silence them for years and years and years until about 2014 when the war with Ukraine started to happen. It was started off as a sort of Cold War, and tensions started to heat. It was slow, and when it comes to government, they're fast to war, but slow to fixing problems or just, leaving situations alone or whatever. And, it's that kind of thing. And this party was starting to gain popularity, but it was always constantly silenced by the Kremlin or, lesser down in some way. But then 2022 came around, and, the Russian invasion happened, and, it pissed off Ukraine and a lot of other, people across the world, not just in countries in Europe or whatever. And, basically, it made this unpopular party. It means apple in Russian. I don't know how to pronounce that word because I'm not a Russian speaker, but if you looked it up, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, Apple is their logo. Literally, it's their literal logo. They have their own little version of it. Anyway, so because of this, the Apple trend started to get more and more popular. Really, really popular. And the height of this trend, assuming you're watching this in the future, or the beginning of this hype anyway, was in 2026. Because that's the year date that the video is titled in. Anyway, because of this, you have a lot of especially younger Russians, who are, because they don't want to be in the meat grinder of this war, who don't want to get basically sent into the hellhole that is the Russian-Ukraine war battle zone, where it's a bunch of drones fighting other drones, but you still die anyway. It's basically just an anti-war party. That's like the whole point. That's what I have to say. There's nothing much really to add other than that. But all I gotta say is President Putin, time of recording, was the guy of Russia, or what you may know as Russia. I don't know how far in the future you're watching this. He ruled Russia for a very long period of time. A very long period of time. It wasn't just like, he was there for a term. Time of recording, he's been there for almost 27 years now, and it's like either Putin or Putin, it's basically been that way for a long time. And USA doesn't have this problem, Canada doesn't have this problem, surprisingly enough, UK doesn't have this problem. The only way he can really get out of office is if he either retires, they kick him out somehow, a new election comes around and he gets kicked out, or he dies. There's no, he just peacefully moves and transitions to the next leader. No. It's most likely he's gonna die before, anybody else takes in office. Assuming Russia will still be around for that. And Ukraine, as they're currently called, the Ukrainians, whatever, they're at war with Russia, on their eastern half, that big chunk, and then there's that little, I'm not sure what it's called. I know it's important. I know that. But that's not really the main point. The main point is that they're in a war. Okay? They're in a freaking war. This war is bad, I guess you could say. And this party represents that, like I just said. And again, people are eating apples. I don't know if there are any specific type of apple that they're eating, or is it just like any kind of apple that they're eating. But again, I don't really have much else to add either than what's already been said many times before me and many times after me, So there's not much new information to gain, assuming this is new information to you, especially if you're looking up videos about the Russian-Ukraine war and you so happen to randomly see this video spawn into your feed when you search that up onto, assuming you're watching it on here, YouTube, What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about this information? All I know is that if there are wars in the future after this one, which usually there are, this war will completely determine how they do wars afterward, and then that will continue the cycle of how they continue those wars, and etc., until there's either no more wars, or we have wars in space, I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, again, I don't have much else to add either than pretty much just whatever's already been said or known about stuff like this. But yeah, I think you get the whole idea. The Apple trend was because of politics. But hey, at least you keep the doctor away. I'm assuming you get the joke. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for now on this subject. So, I shall see you later, or not. Anyway, good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. Bye.